All right, so we're looking to tackle agreement gross profit and go from an understanding to more of a mastery of this metric because it's one of the more impactful metrics in our arsenal of things to understand when it comes to profitability. Now, agreement gross profit calculation is pretty straightforward. We take agreement revenue minus agreement tools cost and labor cost, then divided by agreement revenue. Now, our target for agreement gross profit is 65%. So for every $1,000 in managed service agreements or any type of agreements, we want to get roughly $650 in gross profit. Now, our direct items, again, are going to be the ones in the calculations, our agreement revenue, our agreement tools, and our agreement labor. The indirect items that can significantly impact agreement gross profit are team utilization, contract alignment, and minimum standards. Now, team utilization and contract alignment will seem very similar in their effect on agreement gross profit. Are we doing everything we should be doing? When it's a utilization issue, typically it's because we don't have enough time to do everything completely. When it's a contract alignment issue, it's just we're not doing what we promised, or we're doing more than we promised. If we do more work in the agreement than we should be doing, it will negatively affect agreement gross profit and make us think we need to do something different. Minimum standards typically, again, only drives agreement gross profit down. If there's old equipment, problem equipment, and we're having to work on it more than we should, it can drive that agreement gross profit down, making us think we need to make a different change. Now, if we have an agreement gross profit issue, we're hitting below 65%. We want to look at it over time, especially if it's a per agreement issue, to make sure it's not just 1 month. If it's a historic or a chronic problem, we're going to have to deal with it. And the first thing to do anytime we have a large agreement gross profit issue is to attack those indirect items. We want to make sure utilization is in a healthy spot, that we're doing everything we promised we would do, even if it negatively impacts agreement gross profit, and that we're holding clients to minimum standards. This will solve a lot of problems in our pricing, stack design, and labor included when we look a little further down the road. And that takes us right into troubleshooting an agreement gross profit issue. Now, if we look at this example, we have $1,350 in revenue coming from this agreement and roughly $700 in cost, giving us a 48.1% agreement gross profit. Now, that's just not going to work. We need to be targeting 65 and above to be able to afford the team growth and all the fun stuff that comes along with owning an MSP. Now, if we've solved our indirect issues, we have good utilization, we're doing everything we said we were going to do, and we're holding clients to minimum standards. And there's really only three levers that we can pull: pricing, stack design, and labor included. Pricing is the typical issue that we see. Most MSPs just don't charge enough for what they provide. If we know there's $400 in agreement tools because that's the design that we have to have for that client, then we're going to have to increase the price. If we're doing more labor than we expected, we're going to have to increase the price or exclude certain pieces of that labor and charge separately for them. Now, it can feel super overwhelming to attack a bunch of agreements that have gross profit issues. Just rank them from most painful to least painful and start getting after it. A lot of times we're going to find pricing to be the common issue. We're just not charging enough for the stack and services we provide. Make sure to change your agreements going forward to reflect the right pricing, stack, and labor, and then you can fix the other ones as they come off contract. I'm Jim Peterson, Principal Solution Advisor at ConnectWise, and if you need help in this area, please feel free to hit us up.